Two, we didn't do a lot of housekeeping. Man of the match has to be Glenn Pollitt for the message that we just sent out on your behalf.
Yeah, well, I put 4 winners on top.
Yeah, 4 winners on top.
All my subscribers were winning, and I hope they all threw everything. Like I said, if I threw everything out on the horse, I would have been laying it, which is sad.
Beautiful, but one to follow was very strong across the board too, Matt.
Yeah, no, they had good days. Melbourne,
Yep.
Brisbane particularly, and yeah, so it's just, I think there they are. It's pretty good. Too.
There they are, strong. Yep, absolutely.
So,
The Fletch Saturday service really started. It was
Fletcher.
really some good information about which horses are going to be backed, which horses are not going to be backed, which horses they're laying, and some good winners along the way as well too.
Yeah.
So you're really getting a good guide into that, and that in itself is gold.
Sure is.
Beautiful. Now, we mentioned your new show on Wednesday, which has been critically acclaimed so far. They've given you a first week, the general feedback's been good. Second week, they'll be calling you all pricks. But
What was the first week show?
interview Bjorn.
Bjorn Baker was a feature interview.
Was he?
Yeah, him and Aaron linking it all together. Nick Ashman. Nick, I'll tell you what, some of Nick's stuff from like the talking behind the news is really, really good.
Yeah. Nick,
really good.
Nick was surprised. He's the only journalist that's been to. He was the only journalist there for the last day of the Darren Smith investigation.
I get the feeling with Nick that there's just no doubt he is going to become the most outstanding racing journalist this country's ever seen, or unemployed. He's not going to be Ray Thomas.
Yeah, no.
He's going to can you believe the stories this kid's got?
Yeah.
Can someone lend him $50? It's just fucking going to be...
It was the betting.
It's going to be... I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, he wants to be the race. He wants to say it all.
Favourite is unemployed.
Whether Volandis picks up the telephone and says to the telly, listen, this kid, fucking no good to us.
Beautiful. Anyway, you've got a show.
Got a show, so we're going to do Brenton Abdallah tomorrow, and it's track work.
Online on Wednesday, should say.
Yeah, online on Wednesday, but track work and news and the preview and that sort of stuff.
So you're a busy little beaver, young man.
And so if you've got any questions for Gunn, tweet them through.
Any questions for Gunn, tweet them through tonight or tomorrow morning, email us.
Yeah, that'd be good to get some good questions for Gunn. Do
you have any questions, Glenn?
For Gunn?
Yeah.
Just asking if he's got a job waitering at Cubby House. I am that close to necking myself. I could be gone.
And in other news,
and Glenn wouldn't turn up for the job if he was given it. Remember that? Remember you got a job being
I was a florist. I delivered flowers. What are you laughing about?
You got the job delivering flowers.
I went to the interview and I was successful in my application.
You interviewed
when
well.
The alarm went off at 5 o'clock in the morning, I was courteous enough to ring the bloke and say, it's not going to happen, mate. And I fell back asleep and woke up at 11.
Hey, we've got a big tournament this week through Top Better. The first big one for a while since Stradbroke Day, a $10,000 day at Caulfield, coincided with the Bletchingley Stake.
Wow, I'm going to enter myself in this, guys, again, because I need some money.
You ran second last time.
Well, there's been 2 big ones so far. I'm third from 76 and second from 71.
You start favourite again.
So I'm 11-2 favourite again. I've marked myself 11-2 each start. I haven't been far off. At some stage I've been in front.
Up to your SP.
I run right into my SP. Yeah. So if you want to contact me and throw something in the 550, you can come with me. I'm a fucking moral. Caulfield, I won't know the form, doesn't matter. I'll work it out, and then I'll move all in. And then when I have a big collect, I'll move all in. And then I'll move all in. I'll win in 3 races.
Yep.
I love these tournaments. They're fucking great.
Okay, beautiful.
So come along to the tournament. See if you can run second to me.
There'll be prizes down to properly fit, I suppose.
The good news is when I win on Saturday, then you've done your 550. You'll be glad it came to me because.
You're a charity.
Well, I need charity help.
So it's good when people who need the money get it, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Especially when they're right on.
It doesn't often happen in the world.
I've been starting to walk the Coogee and Thin Cliffs again at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm not far off.
Oh, you're at a cliff? I thought you were going to hang.
Oh, yeah, I found my tree, but... No, I'm going to do what the kid's twin son did the other day. What's his name? Poor bastard.
Oh, down the banister.
What was it, kid's died this week, the singer.
2 weeks. Oh, who's kid?
Nick Cave.
Nick Cave's one of his 12-year-old boys fell off the...
Oh, that was accidental.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So when I fall at 4 o'clock in the morning, you
No. We're going to say that was...
Can you believe it?
Yeah. Can you believe he did it without being on the show? Anyway, all right, okay, so you've got that and the big tournament on this week. So topbetter.com.au to have a look at that.
Fantastic site and fantastic way to have a bet.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a great fun, and we'll talk about that more during the week. Felix has emailed in. Hi, gents. About 4 to 6 weeks ago, I was listening to Sky Radio on a Saturday morning. Duffus, Munsley and Bensley were doing their usual talk. During the show, Duff questioned Munsley why James McDonald isn't in the Sydney Jockey Premiership market. Munsey explained that McDonald is riding in Brisbane over the Winter Carnival and then going overseas and won't be back until mid-July. Duff replied saying, but he's leading the Premiership, you can't have him out. Anyway, show continued on for a few metres. Later, Duff pipes up again and asks Munsey, so if I back any other jockey option at 50 to 1, that includes McDonald, yes? I can't remember if Munsey replied, but a few moments later, Duff piped up again and said, Sydney Jockey Premiership market has been suspended.
Wow.
So I don't know if Duff got on, and I'm wondering if anybody out there did, and how long was the market up before that morning, days, weeks? Did you guys hear about this? And if you did get on with the tab, have to pay if McDonald wins the Premiership? And have you, any of you ever got lucky getting onto something like this and even winning? Love the show. Cheers.
Well, Felix, it's a great... I wish I listened to it. And there's just... First of all, let me just tell you something about the tab and my experiences. Is if they do make a mistake or something like that, you get paid.
Yeah.
They pay out. They're not like... I mean, they are a corporate bookie, but... And if McDonald wasn't in the field and you had taken the 51 jockey option, any other jockey, McDonald would be in that.
Absolutely.
And I can't...
But what evidence would you have to say... Because obviously any other jockey is an option throughout the betting.
Yeah.
So how
McDonald's
do you prove...
in, then McDonald's out sometimes?
Yeah, you'd have to screenshot it.
But people have cameras. I mean, I don't, but people have cameras on their phone. People screenshot everything.
Yeah.
Like I was with a mate the other day, and he said, "I've got to get a new globe for old matey." And I said, "Oh yeah." And he got his camera out and went. And I said, "Oh, don't you take the globe out and like I would do?" And he says, "No, you just take a photo of it."
Mm.
And then you get receipts. You know, you get receipts like to bring things back. People take photos of the receipts. I keep the receipt and then walk up. Look, here's my receipt. People take photos of the receipts. Like, there's my receipt.
It's a great idea.
So everything's on cameras these days. I mean, I don't have any. I got
Anthony Jupp at the races the other day was taking photos of his betting tickets.
At the picnics. Wow.
And why was he doing that? Just to see his bets?
He files them all, so he takes the photo and when he gets back.
Yeah, because it's much easier
on
than hanging on the paper, isn't it?
If we had cardboard tickets, it wouldn't have been a problem.
I mean, that's how you would do it. You take a screenshot, you take a photo. There, Mr. Tabot got any other jockey. Jay McDonald's not there. I suppose you get paid. It's like fantastic.
But if you hadn't,
this is why
it would be hard to prove, wouldn't it? That the market that you bet into was the market with McDonald out.
I don't know.
I reckon no. I could say that you'd have to just go back and check. I mean, they'd have to have all records about what they're betting at what time. So if you
they have the records.
Yeah, but I mean,
you'd have to be FOI to get the record.
What's FOI mean?
Freedom of information.
Oh, I thought it meant fuck off immediately. Sorry. I'm quick with things like that, aren't I? Because I'm so slow with everything else. What are we talking about? This is why we can't ever lose Duff. Duff's the hunter.
I know.
Yeah.
Duff's the only hunter.
And
Can you imagine any other racing person going, even asking that question or thinking about it?
But and Duff,
so Duff is not going to be ever a contender for
what?
The new segment.
No, he'll never.
And he's almost got a little bit of license, doesn't he? They let Duff push the boundaries. If other people said what Duff said, I'm sure they'd be reprimanded.
Yeah, I can just see Munsey there on his big high horse going, "Oh, well, he's overseas in July."
We
took him out.
Yeah,
Duff immediately thinks of any other jockey in the 50s.
Yeah.
Gee, I hope Duff got 5,100 off the 30, right?
Anyway,
beautiful. He's an employee of Tab. He wouldn't like.
Oh, he'd have a side account.
It's him.
Everyone that works at the Tab's got a side account. Ask all of them. How do you think they get on?
Right,
boys.
Alex, hi guys. I've been holding back this. This is for Matthew, isn't it?
I've just seen this. This is a bit scathing.
I've been holding back this email for a couple months now, but after Dallas's call for emails with more depth rather than a tweet on last week's show, I can no longer contain the torrent of rambling gibber that is welling up inside of me. Firstly, I refer back to the Punters show of the 23rd of the 3rd, 15, during which you received a magnificent rambling email from some punting legend calling himself Wizdog. I thoroughly applaud Wizdog for putting his views out there and hope he continues to do so. However, I have a very large bone to pick with Matt Taylor relating to comments he made about Wizdog's email.
You're a low bludger. What did you say about Paul Wizdog?
Mr. Taylor followed Wiz's email with maybe that this is from that guy who says voila all the time. You know, that voila guy, or words to that effect. Well, Matt, I am that voila guy. And as a semi-regular contributor to your show, and one who considers himself an artiste when it comes to a gibbering email, I take great offence at this remark. Surely any moron can see the difference between WizDog's style and mine. Obviously, Wiz heads down to the pub, smashes back a few, staggers home and sends a drunken email. While I'm more of a hit the local, have a couple too many, not sure how I got home, and send a rambling email sort of guy.
Sorry, I apologise.
If you can't tell the difference between these two genres, then perhaps, like a bogon in an art gallery, you should just keep quiet. To be frank, I found one of the most offensive things I've ever heard.
Wow.
If I thought you had a style similar to someone else, I would never say, as that would be just plain rude. I would never suggest that you offer the same tips as Dallas on the preview show each week, or go as far to suggest that Dallas could say, so I'll have 5 units on number 6, 2 units on number 1, and 1 unit saver on 14. Now, Matt, over to you to repeat my tips back to me. And do you know why I'd never suggest that? Because I would be rude. Also, some might say, not me, it would be rude, that they find it hard to tell you and Aaron apart. Are you the one with the lispy camp voice and deep V, and the deep V t-shirt, or the one with the deeper V t-shirt, the lisp and the squeaky voice? I said it would take next week. I didn't read this properly. Some might find it hard to distinguish. So Taylor...
Mr. Taylor.
No, this is just Taylor.
Yeah, I'm now Taylor.
No, it's Taylor. The next time you want to call into question the authenticity of someone's contribution to the Punters show, just reflect on how easily they could similarly criticise your contribution. Voila, Taylor. Fucking la.
Sorry, Matt. That's
You like that, Glenn?
Oh yeah, make you a star when they're giving it to you. They give it to me.
That's good. That's pretty good. Is that okay? And it still goes though.
Yeah, we're still going. Moving on. Here is things you don't see anymore, and coupled with an observation on how punting is done differently around the world. In the last month, I've come across the two odd occurrences at French service stations. Firstly, that's right, Alex is in France, isn't he? Yeah. Firstly, for your things you don't see anymore file, I went to a survey where they filled the tank for you, like back in the 1980s.
Wow.
You get that at Chinese Dave's service station.
Really? Chinese Dave gets out there.
He occasionally get out there.
He's got about 18 black blokes and $8.20 a day.
Secondly, I went to another servo that had a PMU machine, the French equivalent of a tab machine, inside the servo shop. Admittedly, that is almost irrelevant in these days of smartphones, but must have been pretty cool back in the day. Imagine combining the two on the old days. I'll have $20 worth of super, a packet of B&H, and a quaddie at Randwick. 4 from 3, 5 and 8 from
one. And the field of the last
and the field in the last for half a unit. Thanks, mate. You didn't even have to get out of your car. Voila. Oh, you're going again.
It's going, this bloke.
Yeah. One more thing. Whatever happened to Glenn's tales of woes about punting on golf? As a fellow golfer, these stories were one of the highlights of the Punter show for me. It is the British Open this week, so I'm expecting a story on Monday. I'll be betting up on Spieth, Fowler, Kamer,
Matsuyama.
Yeah, Glenn won't be on him.
Casey.
And Casey, and laying most of the other top 20 in the betting. And laying the shit out of Todd Hamilton in round 1 and 2. Round 1 and 2 3 balls. Hopefully that reads well for this if this emails makes it to the show. Voila, and keep up the good works, guys. Cheers, AP.
Well, thanks for that. What's happened to me and the golf talking, and I really enjoyed it. But the problem I found was I got so far into it that because it's on 4 mornings a week and there's like a stack of American tournaments on, I found I wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
And so after about 9 months, and I started off really good, and then of course with punting, as you know, it went back to about here, and I had a massive amount of turnover, about the same amount of collect, but I was 476 hours behind in sleep. So I had to actually drop off for
lifestyle
and health. My blood pressure was going up. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't working well at the track. I absolutely love betting on the golf. So that's what happened to it. And that's why I haven't been talking about my woes and missing putts and all that. Because honestly, when you have no luck at the track, you have less luck on the golf course. It was fucking great fun, and I had to drop off for that reason.
So it was more What was
trying to make it to 55 instead of killing myself.
Yeah, so at least you got the choice to kill yourself.
Right.
It was more. What are the what was the hurdle race?
The side the military riders.
Military riders only.
Captain Old Mate on the top. It's a great idea. And talking about new riders, we saw a kid race just out at Hawkesbury, and I had a little pervert. Her name was, I don't know, fucking Amy Schuschberg or whatever, and I had to have a giggle because I'll give you an example, with the apprentices, it's all politically correct now, so they've only got a claim to their riding weight. Not a lot of you know that out there. So whatever their riding weight is, they've only got a claim to. Yesterday there was a horse, Topi's Pride, which ran third at 50 to 1. That young Chelsea Ings, who's had limited opportunity.
Claims 4.
She claims 4, but her riding weight's 54. The horse had 54, so she's a 4 kilo.
Nothing.
She claimed nothing,
Oh.
which is odd. But there was this little Amy Schuschberg yesterday, 4 kilo kid. I don't know what the second name was. And I'm not saying she got any ability or someone to follow, but she came past me and oh my god, she's a sexy kid little thing. And I had to find a race book. How much does she weigh? 42 kilos. You just wanted to pick. If you picked her up at a club, you'd put her in your pocket and take her home. God, she was tiny.
Small size is
Sounds
quite
like kidnapping.
It's
Yeah, I've never gone that way, but I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's
It's sort of like the Thai girls. Like they sort of just they fit.
How was that
If
horse?
they stay the night, they take up 112 for the
Yeah, exactly right. Which is
bad.
pretty cool.
Did,
It's like a pillow, Glenn.
Did Masara's clan, did they march out there for the first race of Hawkesbury yesterday?
No.
It's a nice horse, isn't it?
Yeah, he seems a nice horse, and he did a good job actually.
Yeah.
He raced right through the line, and it was no, they weren't there for Hawkesbury. No, but
Interestingly about Hawkesbury, Hawkesbury was obviously once upon a time, because I discovered a 1954 copy of the Sportsman. Because you can look at through Trove, which is the National Library, you can look at all the copies of the Sportsman before 1954.
Right.
So I just clicked on one from November 1954, and they were blowing up because Gosford had used Hawkesbury race twice because they were doing something to Gosford, and they paid a third of what Hawkesbury was paying at the time, like in terms of prize money. And the blow up was, well, Hawkesbury's a much better place, gets much bigger crowd, more bookies, bigger cut of the action. And Gosford were there paying their measly amount. And I'm thinking, wow. So there was a bit of variety happening there.
Yeah.
Where you know, and that's what got me thinking about the homogeneity, the homogeneousness or beigeness of racing now, because it's all so clinical.
So you're saying that provincial tracks had different levels of prize money?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was based on different levels of wagering and attendance and money coming in.
Yep. It wasn't controlled.
It sort of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The more money you get in, you're probably the more entitled you get to get out.
Well,
with the wagering the ultimate source.
Horry said that the death of racing started with the demise of the proprietary club. So once upon a time, Glenn, guys owned the racetrack, and if they didn't get bums on seats and bums betting, they made no money.
Right.
So as soon as you stop that model where the guy has to try and get people to spend at his racetrack, the game's gone.
Yeah.
Right, I see you got an email here from Michael Beatty.
Michael Beatty.
Glad to see Michael watches the show.
It is probably the first time you and I, Glenn, have been wrong, but the cow cutter you
Is he saying that tongue in cheek?
You disguise. Oh, I'm sure Michael wouldn't be too far removed from tongue-in-cheek comments, would he? Good man.
He's a
good racing administrator.
He's a good racing administrator. He knows the
gets
game.
racing.
He's a personality that a lot of people don't like. I happen to really like.
First time we've been wrong, but the cow cutter you discussed on the show was the Ramornie cow cutter, always a much smaller pull and not the grafted
so the Ramornie was much smaller. Okay,
yeah, but the Ramornie in days gone by, I knew that.
Anyway, we were talking about how the cow cutter was no good up there or something.
The grafted cow cutter, in fact, had a first prize of 17,248, so it is still a winner worth fighting when you consider the match.
The first prize pool was 17 1/4. Okay, so that's a pretty good cow cutter.
So the winner side for 3,000.
The Wagga one was 20 1/2.
Yeah,
so I'm saying 7 1/4 and 20 1/2 are pretty close.
Yeah, and started $5. It still looks like a massive value bet to me, especially when you consider the concession with second and third if you gets beat. Just thought you blokes need to be across the facts. Thank you, Michael. But
Michael, thanks for that. And all right, well that's good to know. Like I said,
What was the Ramornie?
The Ramornie was only 5 or 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Someone said to me, the cow, because someone said you didn't go this year, your cow cutter was only this, so we spoke about it.
No, but we were talking about the Ramornie. The Ramornie used to be a lot bigger.
But the Grafton Cup cow cutter, that looks pretty good. Okay, Michael, well, thanks for that. That's it's good to get the facts in. Talking about facts, Michael, remember when you were a head steward and you ruled against me and I was a bookie and the bloke had the ticket and you paid his way because he was the owner of the horse? Maybe you might write me an email about how you came to that decision. Well, here's the story. I told the story. The bloke said 1,000 on number 5. He owns number 4. He's got a ticket after the race. He says, mate, I own number 4. We go to the steward. The steward said, well, there's his ticket. He didn't check. He didn't come back. We rule in his favour.
Yeah.
For 5,000. I'm not even worth 5,000 now. So, Michael, you might want to discuss the facts on that ex-steward's inquiry of yours when you ruled against me. And I still don't know how you did. But I had so much money at the time I didn't
I think
care.
there's an insurance fund covering stewards for bad decisions that they get overturned later.
Well, I only mentioned it because he just thought you blokes needed to be across all the facts. Usually a betting receipt in the inquiry. At the time,
Not that you're holding a grudge or anything, Glenn.
well, it was worth 5,000 at the time. I probably was worth 6 or 8 million.
Yeah.
So it cost me 5,000. So I can't be bothered. I'm not paying. Now
Yeah,
I'm
you'd
worth
stab-
negative 200,000.
You'd now stab
I'm 2
someone
years
or
off suicide. I hate everybody. Michael sent me a cheque for 2,500 and all's forgiven. Cut it down the guts with him. He's a friend of mine.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to send you a cheque for your 54th birthday.
It does
And then when he gets the good news, he's going to cancel the cheque.
Brent Zarafa, Matt, you've been tweeting out like what people like and whatever the best value winner, and Brent Zarafa was the winner of the prize on Saturday.
He was.
Rug across, and that started a bit of a thread that people wanted to get Aaron's $10 gym tips.
Brent's second picked Nick Ashman. I've just got the feel he's going to be a great racing thing, or he's going to be unemployed. He's not going to make it in the middle.
I think Brent's got the market with Brent surviving those a lot shorter than Nick.
Yeah, but he'll last longer than Nick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so he means the market is much longer than Nick.
Zarafa's sweet. He's in the loving already. You can tell like the guys like Duffy and Hadley, they all love him.
Yeah.
They call the shots.
Well, so you just cruised across the sky, did you?
Now,
Zarafa.
Yeah.
He just went, just like,
he was
here,
talking
guys.
about Zarafa, no, not that he mentioned it to me, but a little birdie told me we might be seeing racing retro back.
Ever.
Why?
Oh, a little birdie.
Well, it's not going to come back from its winter break.
A little birdie told me that the powers that be are not that happy about them discussing horse racing the day after, because you know how it's been so like they've had such a go with like they got rid of the kennel and the palace.
Yeah.
Well, now if they even come on and say
This wasn't a good run.
that wasn't a good, it doesn't suit the our version of Kim Jong Il.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if it comes back.
I've got no stories.
So anyone out there, if you work for Sky and you got some inside mail, email us about what you know, because I like watching that show because it gives me something to bag, and then cornflakes go everywhere. I like looking at Richard Freeman's different coloured socks and how we're about the same age, but he just keeps getting fatter every year. I feel better about myself.
Tweets in general, Matt. The Queensland issue, Queensland racing is it with us or not?
Yeah, no, they're not with us. I think they're.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just what administration for the last 5-10 years has been burying the truth, and now it's all coming out about how bad their books are. I think they're about 20 million worse off than what they thought they were, and
20.
now with Eagle Farm not there, I guess it's all just coming to
It's
the
looking a
surface.
very, very good looking building site, isn't
Another
Yeah.
Tweety Bird told me, talking about racing in different states, another Tweety Bird, yeah, I get a lot of Tweety Birds on the track. I don't get any birds, but anyway, a little Tweety Bird said to me that Racing Tasmania have said, well, yes, there's the prize money, and you go around every week, and then every year for the last 10 years we lose X amount of dollars. Why are we doing it? And there's even a looking to cancel the racing in Tasmania.
Is that right?
Yeah, so Gannon will be back, which is good.
Yeah.
Brendan Cool McCool, he could ride anywhere in the world, he's a good rider.
Yeah.
And the rest will end up Postman, even though Postman, he's got no jobs either. But there's a little Tweety Bird told me that racing in Tasmania is a chance to pull the plug.
Wow.
So it'd be nice if we lost a
It's
state
the canary. It's the canary in the mine, isn't it?
How great would it be?
Yeah.
Wow. Wouldn't it be just great when states just go,
No, we're off.
well, we've had seen the live baiting the dogs, we'll cancel that, and fucking, we've got the cartoon racing, we've got the keno, we've got the, we've got the lotteries, and we're losing with the racing. Why are we having it?
Why? Exactly.
Fuck, it'd be great. Can you imagine if racing cancelled and I go for my first job interview at 58 with an empty manila folder?
What are you going to? What would
And
you
I
do?
say, what have you ever done? I said, oh, well, I was once a florist. Fucking hell.
The precedence news of aiming for a cup again. It
Ended up getting our tweet of the week because basically Greg Carpenter was very excited to say that Precedence is going to run around and be on another Melbourne Cup
Why would you be
campaign.
excited by that? That's embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, I would.
And it was, and So just the blandness of it all, and our mate Lee Dalton gave it to Carl.
Lee is an ominous presence on Twitter, isn't
I think it's called a troll.
Troll.
Yeah.
Lee's doing some good trolling.
He sent me a text during the week, Lee, getting back to our issue last week, and we had our new Be a Man segment, which we are going to go on with. We probably haven't given up until this week, but we're going to stay with it. But he wanted to rename it Piss When You Sit, which I think is just fantastic. Fantastic. He mentioned someone, he said, fair dinkum, pisses when they sit. And I thought, gee, it's so much more of a vibe than Be a Man. So at the moment, we've got the absolute.
down to piss.
We have the number one spot, Piss When You Sit, is Craig Williams. But we're going to make it a weekly thing. So send us in your votes for Piss When They Sit. A bit like we had Teacher's Pet.
Sit when you piss.
Oh, sit when you piss. I say piss when you sit.
Yeah.
Good news.
Yeah, sit when you piss.
Good news about Craig Williams. He
What, he was seen at a urinal having a piss?
Nah, this is good. This is
So let's
good.
call it your SP man.
Yeah.
Sit when you piss. So yeah, go.
He rode Sapido for Mick Kent, I
Mick
think.
Kent, yeah.
And
He got
off the got off the horse, and I was telling Mick, oh, this is what the horse did. Mick just said, mate, all I want you to do is ride it. I don't want to hear a word from you.
Yeah, is that right?
Is that what he said?
Wow.
Oh, good on you, Mick.
No love lost.
Yeah, well,
Just ride the thing.
Last week we had our first contender, which was young Tommy for the handshake of the other bloke. So, and people think we're trying to bag young people. I'm not. I'm just trying to make them stand at the trough again. That's all I'm trying to do. Is
Stand at the trough.
stand at the trough and hang out with the rest of us.
Sinead O'Connor, she got a good mention.
Ralphie, Racetrack Ralphie found this one. But,
Rolling Stone magazine had a picture of a girl with massive tits on it. Who I don't even know who it was, but
I think it was one of the Kardashians.
Oh, okay.
And what's Sinead O'Connor?
She's on the front page of Rolling Stone. And Sinead O'Connor.
I'll say it, mate, because Matt won't say it. She said, "Why did they put this cunt on the front page of the Rolling Stone?"
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
It's music.
I reckon I'd get on okay with Sinead.
Oh, Sinead,
She
yeah.
liked me.
Yeah.
Very pro Sinead.
Very hard to do a bald chick though. Is
All
she still bald?
Oh,
I feel like Root and Dallas.
But